What's up, chess player? I hope you have a fantastic day and it's about to get even better because we are gonna celebrate our 30,000 subscribers on YouTube here. We are gonna play a tournament together. I'm very excited and I hope you are as well. Hello there. Thank you very much for everyone who is coming. We have still 4 minutes before our tournament starts. So first of all, please make sure that you have joined the tournament. You have the link in the description of the stream. Just click it and you're going to be redirected straight to our tournament on Lead Chess. And yeah, just click on join so that you are a member of a tournament. And in 3 minutes, we are going to start our tournament. I can show you here that we currently have, oh wait, I have to change my camera so I'm not frozen. Yes. We currently have 29 members of the tournament. Let me find it here. And we only have 2.5 minutes. I'm gonna just also make sure that I have your comments. Feel free to ask any questions, whatever you have. We are going to have 2 hours, so I hope we will have time to talk about everything. But yeah, just want to make sure that you can hear me, you can see me, everything is fine. Let me find the stream. And yeah, tell me, how are you doing? How your chess is doing currently? Are you happy with your level? What is your goals? Yes, hi there. Thank you very much for congratulations. I mean, I want to thank you for all of the support. It is absolutely amazing and incredible. 30,000, it's such a big number. I'm so happy to have you, to have this amazing community, to be able to share my journey to Grandmaster with you, and of course to help you on your chess journey, whatever your current goal is. Okay, so we have only 1.5 minutes. Please click the link in the stream if you are not joined the tournament. I assume you can also join it later on if somebody is coming later. Still no problem. We have 2 hours and the system on Lead Chess is very flexible. So even if you join later on and you are on fire, you win a game after game, you're gonna crush everyone and take the first place. If I remember correctly, last time I wasn't even near the first place. I didn't have any chances. This time I'm gonna really push for it. I want to win the tournament, so yeah, it's going to be very exciting. But again, this Lead Chess system is very cool that it allows everyone to have a chance to win the tournament, because you're gonna be paired against people of your level and you're going to be able to get a lot of points. You're going to be on fire if you win 2 in a row, and then you're gonna get additional points for that. Let me read more comments. Is Chestnut worth? Yes, if you're considering the purchase, it's absolutely incredible, at least for me. I mean, it's just my personal opinion, but I like Chestnut boards, basically all of them. I have tried I think I have tried all of them available currently, and I really like everything, but my favorite is Chestnut Evo. I use it for everything, for my training, for playing, for videos, for, yeah, and I haven't had, of course, it's technique, so you, technical stuff, so you have some difficulties from time to time, but it's just minor stuff which you can solve there. Technical support is also always there. And otherwise, yeah, it's really great. I haven't had any major problems at all. Okay, we are starting our tournament here. The time control is 3 minutes plus 1 second. And I'm gonna play Sicilian. I have no idea why I did that, but I like to play Sicilian. It's one of my favorite openings just because it's so interesting to play it. I mean, you have absolutely crazy position coming from move like, yeah, it's move number 5 and already clear that I'm gonna try to attack here, put a lot of pressure, and I'm happy to play against my opponent in this first round, because if I'm not mistaken, that's exactly the guy who have asked a lot to have a tournament like that, because he really likes it. So I think it's very fair that he deserves the first chance to play. I think, though, that I can take here on a4 and then this knight on d4 is hanging. Yes, so you have to take, but that means that I'm gonna have this bishop, and you know how much I love the 2 bishops advantage. All right. You have learn me a lot from your YouTube videos. I guess you mean that you have learned a lot from my videos. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you very much. I'm very happy with how chess improvement is going. I found this awesome ELO accelerated economy. If you join, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Antonio, for your support, for your feedback. By the way, Antonio is also the moderator of our community, the free 30-day training plan. If you haven't if you're not there still, please join because it's absolutely free and you can learn a lot. And we have an amazing community of roughly 3,500 people. But of course, whenever you make something for free, there are not really great people coming and trying to spam you. So Antonio is doing an amazing job to make sure that we don't have in our community, we don't have that. It's absolutely great. Thank you very much, Antonio. And as for ELO Accelerator Academy, I hope we are going to have a chance to talk about it later on. But yeah, it's live lessons with me. If you're interested, please, the link is in the description. You can find out more about it. And right now there is a launch sale, so you get a fantastic price as well as additional bonuses. Check it out. How to join the tournament. The link is in the description, the first link in the description of this stream. Just click on it and you are gonna find the tournament. Just click join. It just started, so you have all the chances to win the tournament. Please go for it. By the way, this position is not that simple. Because yes, I have a pair of bishops, but my opponent's position is very, very solid. I don't know. But I want to win, of course. Maybe I'm gonna play knight d5. I want to create threats. And of course, if I don't put too much pressure on my opponent, he's going to be just fine. So I'm gonna look for a way to use my bishop's advantage here to show you how great it actually is. All right. Yeah, thank you very much for congratulations. Yes, the link is in the description. And it's not just the tournament, we are not just playing, but you also have an opportunity to ask whatever question you might have about chess or in general about life. Feel free to ask it in the comments. I want to have an interesting discussion today. So yes, I have exchanged those knights, and now I have pure two bishops against the bishop and the knight from my opponent, which should give me an advantage. Like if you have two bishops and knight, you want to exchange that pair of knights so that you only have those two bishops and you can create some difficulties for your opponent. But he's so stable. He doesn't really have any major weaknesses yet. This diagonal is a little bit weakened, but there is a bishop there to support. Maybe I can somehow use the light squares because almost nobody guards it. I mean, maybe if 5e4 was an interesting idea. Wait, but now the rook is not protected. What if I just play e5? Ah, yes, that's it. I knew that there is some kind of a trick, but wait. Queen g3 is possible. Then I cannot take because the queen is hanging. But if I just remove my queen, the rook is still hanging there. I think I'm winning. And yeah, the only small point I want to criticize about my opponent's play, why are you making those moves so fast? You have 2 minutes still on the clock, twice as much as I do. And if I'm not mistaken, you have just blundered your best piece. So it was worth it to take more time to think about it and not to get into trouble. To think about your opponent's threats, which is me in this case. I think just queen to c8, just to be sure I don't blunder anything, but actually I always take the rook with the check whenever the knight jumps, so that shouldn't be a problem. All right, thank you for everyone who is joining. If you don't know what's going on here, we play a tournament on Lichess, so please join it. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free. You can play against me, against other members of our community. You're gonna enjoy it very much. You're gonna learn a lot and of course get a lot of fun. Okay, meanwhile, I'm winning a piece here, and I just want to make sure, it's always a very good thing, just make a loop for your king so that you're not in trouble, and then you're allowed to do whatever you want, basically. For example, exchange those queens. I even think that I can play f6, why not? Because I don't want to help my opponent to make a better pawn structure, instead I want to make him take my queen so that he's left with this isolated pawn, which is very simple for me to block. Maybe even let's put... Like normally they say if you have a bishop, you want to have your pawns on the dark squares, but here it's only me who has a bishop, so I don't really care about that. And I want to create a passer here. You always want to create passers, and once you have passers, you always want to use it. By the way, I should be a little bit careful not to allow my opponent to exchange too much, but yes, it's not really possible for him. And now I can just grab that pawn, defend it, and just promote this pawn. So whenever you have a passer, you try to push it, you try to promote it into the queen. Okay, my opponent sacrificed here a pawn, which makes my job easier. Okay, let's go back to the tournament. Let me see if there are any questions. Not yet. Okay, we already have Silver Spectre, who is on fire here with 4 points. That's absolutely amazing. Let's see who's going to be my next opponent. Yes, I'm gonna get it. It's Nietzsche. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but let's play a cool game. Good luck. Good luck to everyone to have a fantastic tournament. If I'm not mistaken, it's the first time I made it for 2 hours. It was usually 90 minutes. So we are gonna have more time today so that everybody can play against me, everybody can play against everyone. And yeah, we just have more time to enjoy playing some chess. I like this move c3, it's very tricky, because it kind of stops the c5 idea, or at least makes it more difficult. And then, yeah, I usually like to put my queen on b3 so that this bishop has difficulties to be developed, but actually my opponent played e6 and the bishop is not doing there anything no matter what. This knight on e4, there is always a good strategy to fight for against it with knight f to d2, because now I attack it twice and my opponent has no choice. He has either to take it or protect it with f5, but even that doesn't help. I can still attack it with f3. Yes, he goes back, but that helps me to open up the position. You always, as white, you want to attack, you want to fight against your opponent, you want to be active, so I'm opening up the center here. And if everything is going off the board, then this bishop is going to be very, very active. And this guy on c8, it's absolutely passive, and that is why I should have an advantage here. And the queen on b3 is also pretty good. I put additional pressure. Yes, I like what my opponent is doing. He's trying to be active. Probably I'm gonna just take it. Why not? I mean, still I should be better prepared for all kind of active actions because of this pressure on the b7 pawn. And yeah, somewhat better development. Maybe bishop h6. Yes, why not? I mean, I have to be a little bit careful so that my bishop is not hanging. Maybe I can even play bishop to d5 and attack again. No, you're not late. Please, if anyone is joining right now, the link is in the description. The first link, just open the description, go to Lee Chess and join the tournament and play with us. I think it's still possible. And the tournament has just started, so you have a very good chance to take the first place. Meanwhile, I'm going to attack here. I'm creating a threat, bishop takes f7. You cannot ignore it. And if you play bishop e6, I'm going to exchange. Yes, he's actually going for it. But I thought I'm going to exchange it and play that. Ah, wait. My queen can be trapped. No, it cannot, because a6 is also hanging. I think I'm going to take it. Although it's not that simple, because my opponent does have a lot of activity. I'm exchanging all of my active pieces, and yes, I get extra material. Takes with the pawn. That is very unexpected. Why not with the... Because now when I take, this knight is going to be hanging. And if he would have taken with the rook, then the knight would be protected and he could play rook b8, takes, rook takes b2. He's extremely active there. But now he needs to waste the tempo because of this knight, and that should help me to... Well, I hoped it should help me, but now I'm not sure anymore, because he's actually threatening to play rook b8. Now I get the idea why he took with the pawn. Maybe I've underestimated his ideas here. Because the problem is I cannot play queen b3. I do have the move c4 though, maybe that's what's gonna save me. Because if he takes, I have rook c1, and that's very good for me. And if the queen goes away, then I have b3 for my queen. Maybe he can go there. No, I have knight d2. Good. c4 should help me, although it has drawbacks that this diagonal is now opened, but of course I have to secure my queen, otherwise I'm gonna lose it and anything else is not relevant. Alright, to everybody who is just joining, please click the link in the description and join our tournaments to play with me, to play with other members. It's a fantastic opportunity, and thank you very much for being here. We celebrate 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is an absolutely astonishing achievement. I still cannot believe it. Thank you very much for your support, for making it all possible. Okay, let's see what my opponent is doing here. I like that against both of those moves I have knight d2, and that knight is even protected by that bishop. Okay, he goes back, but that is a relief for me as well. Although, yeah, as I said, remember this diagonal, because now the bishop is very active and he's gonna play after queen b3, rook b8, and then my b2 pawn is hanging. I'm not winning anything, so maybe this whole plan wasn't as great as I thought it is. And yeah, somehow I have some holes here. I really have bad feelings about this game. My opponent is playing very good. Okay, he chooses knight d4. I do think it's not that dangerous. Maybe I'm wrong. Because, for example, queen is free, is knight c2. Although I'm attacking the bishop, I would be happy to sacrifice that exchange. So let's hope that I can do that. But he also has something like queen c6. Yes. And now I cannot take, obviously, because knight f3. Oh my god, this feels to be very, very risky. You are gonna get spared as soon as there will be an opponent ready for you. Just wait a little bit. You should get an opponent. Okay. I'm not sure how, but I'm pretty sure I should lose here. Okay, yeah, another trick. Thank God I have played f3, because after f4, this diagonal would be very vulnerable, and this way at least I do have a little bit of safety. But I cannot take because bishop c5 and I'm gonna lose my queen. But I thought maybe that, or maybe just king h1 or king g2. Yes, let's play king g2. I want to be as solid as possible. And now if he plays knight c2 or that, I can just go on with my queen f5, and create the checkmate threat. Why is the tournament rated? Why not? Just to have a little bit more fun, one more reason for you to be excited about it. I don't think it should be a problem. At least I hope so. Knight f5. So that is hanging. Probably I should play bishop g5. But I want to play knight e4. I start to feel a little bit more optimistic about my chances here, because my pieces are getting into the game. And my opponent also, like, we both have some holes in our camps, but I have worked on improving mine. So I hope it's going to be fine. Let me draw back. I don't want to exchange my beautiful knight for now. Wait, that is hanging, right? I think my opponent just blundered it. Always check before you make your move what kind of opportunities your opponent has, whether he can give you a check, for example, like that, whether he can capture especially the piece that you have just moved. That's exactly what happened. And yeah, now I have an extra rook. So all I need to do is just stabilize the situation and bring. Yeah, it's still coming. Actually, I think I could have played rook d1, and yes, okay, I can play that now. And then after knight d3, I could have taken it. Leave that should be a checkmate. Yes, I take on f8. Okay, that was a very intense game. I felt like my opponent had a very good chance. Nevertheless, I have won, and I'm on fire now. Let's see if I can continue my streak. Well, don't worry about rating. If that's stopping you from participating in the tournament, this first of all, I mean, you can gain some rating. Second, it's not a real rating. It's an online rating. You can always win it, lose it. It's like every time I play in this tournament, I always lose an extreme amount of rating points, because if I win, it's like +0 or +1. But if I lose, it's like -40 or something, and I normally lose a couple of games here and there. So I end the tournament with 2300 or something. Who cares? It's just an online rating. if you work on your chess, if you watch Journey to Grandmaster channel, you are gonna improve it no matter what. Like your play is gonna improve, and the rating will always follow. It's more difficult with real rating because you do need to go to real tournaments. There is a lot of pressure on you. Oh, I guess we are fighting for the first place. Let me play my favorite opening, the Philadelphia defense. And yeah, that is more complicated. But online, I mean, it's not influencing any titles. Don't really worry about it. It's not going to influence your life by any means. Yes, I mean, I wanted to give all the reasons for you to participate in the tournament. Somebody wrote, I guess it's rated to add the hype, just to make it more interesting for you. Obviously, it's not like I want to get your rating and that is why I have created this tournament. That's not the reason. I like that my opponent is extremely active. Yes, I was kind of expecting that. I hope I can still play 95, but I mean, this is interesting. What about the pawn on f5? I think I can just take it. Yes, you have protected that pawn, but f5, that's the drawback if you are so fast, like you want to crush your opponent so easy, and you go with all of your pawns. Well, first of all, be careful with your king, because it might get exposed. It's in the center, and it's vulnerable. And second, yeah, just make sure you're ready for it, because your opponent might have a much better development, and that would be a problem. For example, can I just take? Probably you take the pawn. Because I wanted to grab another pawn, but my knight would be hanging. Then maybe let me... Yeah, bishop... Still going to be attacked, right? h4, h5. I don't think my opponent wants to stop the attack. So maybe either I go here, or I just exchange. And then I play something like that. Yes, I like it. I already got some advantage. My opponent's king is still in the center, so I'm gonna do that. Because if he wants to take, then in the end of the day, this g5 pawn would be vulnerable. h4. Yes, I like it, because now he's threatening to take it. I have to prepare. Like, I don't mind losing a pawn as long as I can open up the position. Because I have already won a pawn, right? It's currently +1 for me, so I rather want to catch up in terms of the development. I mean, I can also protect it. I'm not sure. Because after 97 and he takes everything, I don't have this move 95 or bishop d6. Like, I don't know how to continue the attack. That is why it's not good enough. And then I'm gonna play that, and normal plan for the fielder defense 97, 95. Yes, now it's time for me to take. Why not? Because this time I do have an extra pawn, and I should just finish my development as fast as possible before my opponent is able to create some dangerous threats for me here. I guess he wants, yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. He wants to create some, go long castles and create some threats for me, just give me a checkmate. I'm gonna start with a5, another typical move of the Philadelphia defense, and I'm kind of creating a threat. Maybe not winning the bishop, but at least winning a lot of space and being very active and create my own threats, because whenever it's opposite sides castles, you want to checkmate your opponent, and you want to do it faster than he is doing that. Yeah, that is why he's doing the same, but I guess I am still in time to attack that bishop. If you play g6, I'm gonna just take it. And now I continue that, because, yeah, I want to make sure that he's leaving this very dangerous diagonal. Then it's not going to be a problem for me, and then I should think, how do I continue my attack? Do I play knight e6? Do I take? Let's start with the move a3. Just maybe create a little bit of weaknesses in my opponent's camp. Why not? Yes, some kind of a hole is better than nothing. For example, if I can bring my queen, that should help. Maybe not d6 though. d6 is a weird square. Yes, I was kind of anticipating that, because... Wait, that's the reason I anticipated, because now I can just take with a check and then take the bishop. So please, always, before you make your move, always check your opponent's opportunities and always start with checks. Because, yeah, this check, unfortunately, is ruining everything for my opponent. and I'm winning a bishop here. If you have any questions, feel free to post it in the chat. Let's discuss some interesting topics. What is on your minds? How is your chess going? What are your challenges? What are your achievements? Please feel free to share it. I'm very interested to know. Yeah, I think now it shouldn't be a problem for me to deal with the threats anymore, since I have an extra piece. But I still want to close it. Whatever he's playing, if he does that, I want to play g6 and close it. If he would play g6, then probably h6 would be my move. I can also take, but I'm not sure, it might just help him to open up. So why would I do that? Just play g6. As long as this queen doesn't get to g7, I'm good to go. And hopefully it's not going to happen. Okay, f7 also might be weak. But again, thanks to an extra bishop, that shouldn't be a problem. And he also has something to worry about, let's say. Let's put it like that. Yes, maybe it's time for me to finally take it. And then how do I somehow get to this diagonal to create the checkmate threat? Maybe I play something like rook d2 takes. I can take with the queen, and then queen d4 is a threat. Or obviously I can just take and exchange. Yes, let's make it simple. Just exchange. If you have an extra piece, feel free to exchange everything that moves, and you're gonna improve your chances to win the game drastically. Hi there to everybody who is just joining. Please, the link is in the description. You can still join the tournament and play with me as well as with everyone. It's going to be fun. Please join the tournament. The link is in the description. I just want to exchange even more. Now it's a check, but I'm threatening now queen to e1 with the checkmate. Yeah, that's why he's doing that. So I have to go back, which is also fine because I control some important squares. And now bishop goes back, and again, queen d2 is a huge checkmate threat. Yes, he's defending against that. I guess at some point I can just exchange it anyway because I have so many extra pawns. Or maybe, yeah, create more weaknesses in his camp would be a little bit more professional, because I just exchange the queens in such a position, losing my queen, it feels like I'm scared or something. Let's try to create just more threats. Or exchange the queens without losing the bishop. That should be good enough. Let's try to give a checkmate, who knows. Because if your king is more secured than your opponent's, then normally you don't want to exchange the queens, rather you want to attack your opponent's queen. Okay, king, we have won it. Let's wait for another tournament. We are still on fire, just as 3 more people here. So yeah, that would be an intense tournament. Let's see what's gonna happen. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask it. I hope everything is working. I'm sorry that right now the window is a little bit weird for you when I'm waiting for the opponent, but there is nothing I can do about it. If I want to show you the board when I'm playing, the time situation, then at this point it should be like that. But now I get another opponent. I guess it's Antonio. Hi there, Antonio, and let's play a cool game. D5. Okay, somehow I automatically played it. Oh no, says Antonio. That's going to be fine. But I'm gonna try to be aggressive in this game. I'm gonna attack you from the very beginning. So maybe it's gonna end badly for me, but I want to be as active as possible. Create some problems for you. Challenge your London system. I don't like to play against London system because normally it's very boring and nothing is happening. But from my side, I try to make something happen. For example, this d4 pawn. I assume you are sacrificing it, but I don't see a particular reason why I cannot take it. Would you say e4 is better than d4 for a beginner under 900 elo? That's a very good question. Thank you very much, Anthony, for asking it. Well, it's just my opinion. It might not be the same for somebody else. My opinion, first of all, under 1000 elo, you don't really care about openings whatsoever. Because, first of all, your opponents, the chance is so so small that he's gonna play some proper chess theory. Chances are the game is going to be decided by some blunders here and there, and the opening theory is not gonna matter at all. What's gonna matter though is understanding and using the key opening principles. No matter what you play, e4 or d4, I do recommend playing at least one of them, because you want to fight for the center. That's always the first goal. You need to fight for the center, not to give it checkmate or something. You want to fight for it so that you have more opportunities. Somehow my queen is weird here on f6. I don't like it. Can I still play 5 though? Yes, I think I do. For example, to the question of the center, this is like a perfect center you can have if your opponent allows you to do that. Like in the best case scenario, you want to play both e4 and d4. But yeah, okay, that was the first goal. The second goal is to develop every single one of your pieces as fast as possible. In the best case scenario, just one move per piece. Let me play bishop d6. And finally, you want to make sure that your king is in safety. In most of the cases, you want to castle, but of course, there might be also exceptions. By the way, if the queens are off the board, don't be in a hurry to castle. In most of the cases, you don't need castles at all. But having said all of that, I do personally believe that d4 is a better move if you are anywhere under 2000 elo, let's say, or if you are not planning, at least in the near future, to play professional chess, like real very strong tournaments. For example, I play d4 my entire life, 20 years now, in all of the tournaments, and it's really great for me. So it's not a problem even on a professional level, but especially for that level where you just start in chess, e4 is so much more complicated in terms of opening theory that you have to know. You need to learn so much. I don't know, for some reason I want to play h6 just to make sure no pieces are going here so that I have bishop e6 at my disposal. And d4 you can have those schematic openings, so to say, where you don't need to learn a lot of theory, just need to understand the ideas. Like this London system that my opponent in this game, Antonio, played is one example. I'm not a big fan of it. I rather like the ACCELERATOR system for white, but it's also a schematic opening where you don't need to memorize specific lines. Whereas if you play e4, there is so much concrete theory that can happen to you, and that might be very, very bad very, very soon. For example, the Sicilian defense, which I like to play as black, if you're a beginner as white, it's so difficult to handle it. So I'm not saying it's a bad move, it's a very good move. Of course, I mean, Bobby Fischer played it and said that's the best move. And maybe it's even the best move. But for you, it doesn't really matter. I mean, objectively, the engine says, I think both e4 and d4 are plus 0.3. So you're not going to feel any difference from objective point of view. But for you, it's important how much theory you have to memorize. And here I would say that d4 is a clear winner. Okay, queen to b3. Finally, it's time for castling. Or maybe, yeah, taking also makes sense. Although this knight has no moves to go, right? I'm gonna just castle. I hate blitz. Somebody is saying, well, sorry about that. I also like, yeah, probably classical is my favorite time control. Because, yeah, that's where you can achieve norms. That's where it really matters. Unlike all of the other time controls, I consider Rapid and Blitz just, to have some fun. Sometimes you get to play some tournaments. For example, in 2023, I was so happy to play in the FIDE World Chess Team Championship, where I played against Nihal Sarin, Super Grandmaster, and even made a draw. I played against Fabiana Caruana and almost made a draw. Like the last move, the last pawn, I needed to exchange, and that would be a draw. Unfortunately, this last trick he posed for me. I couldn't really solve it without the time. It was like he has a bishop and a pawn, and I only have a bishop. And so I just need to exchange my bishop for a pawn, and I have physically stopped my his pawn with my bishop, but unfortunately that was the losing move. I needed to wait a little bit, and then in the critical moment I play that move and stop him from coming. And then he doesn't have, like, this is literally the last trick. He doesn't have any more ideas, and that would be a draw, the biggest achievement in my life. But unfortunately, It didn't happen yet. Still, it was an amazing experience. I have learned a lot. It helped me psychologically as well, because now I'm much less scared to play against strong opponents, because like I have already played against Fabiano Caruana. What could be worse than that? Okay, I have somehow won that game against Antonio. It wasn't anything special, but yeah, step by step, I have won a pawn here and there, and then used that to my advantage. And again, I have implemented all of those 3 opening goals. As you can see, it works in every game. It's very important. Even the superstars, yes, sometimes they play some weird openings, but in the end of the day, they still try to chase those 3 goals. We got so many people, so like the stream and share it as well, guys. Yes, thank you very much. We have 41 person right now. Let's get it to 50 and throughout the stream. That would be a fantastic achievement. I don't stream pretty much like never, apart from these celebration tournaments. So I'm very happy to have you here. Okay, this time I'm going to try to play this ACCELERATOR system. I have mentioned before, if you're looking for an opening for white, I have made a lot of videos, and I'm going to make more about this opening. And let me illustrate right now why I like it so much. First of all, I like it because it works pretty much against whatever our opponent is playing, as long as he plays d5. If he plays g6 and those kings Indian defense, then I don't really like my bishop on d3, sorry, because yeah, it's not that great against this g6 pawn formation. Otherwise, it works every time. And it's also very flexible. Like, you don't really care that much what the opponent is doing. You execute the same plan, and the plan is very clear. You want to checkmate your opponent, and to achieve that, you place this knight on e5. This is like cementing your position, cementing your positional advantage. Look at this bishop on c8. It's really very vulnerable there. Then you play the move f4, because you don't want to lose that bishop. You want to, sorry, that knight on e5, this is your best piece. You want to use it to your maximum potential. And I like what my opponent is doing. This is the right plan to create some counterplay. Because c4, like, he wants to get my bishop away from this diagonal. I want the opposite. I want to somehow stay on the diagonal, so maybe I have to play that. It's not like I really want to do it, but I don't think I have a better choice. The main thing is that my bishop stays. I mean, bishop b1 was also a little bit interesting, but would be very weird to shut my rook down like that. And then your plan is somehow to bring more pieces here to the king side to attack that king. Maybe rook f3, rook g3, maybe queen. Queen to f3. I think I want to take with the knight, again, for the reason that I want to have this diagonal for the bishop. And by the way, now queen d3 would be possible. Although I should be careful not to allow him to play knight d4 that easily. Okay, he goes away anyway, which is weird. Like, I can play queen d3 now. I mean, yes, you can play f5, but I think that is kind of an achievement for me, no? Maybe not. I'm wrong about that. Let me start with rook f3 then. And then I have queen d3 at my disposal, and I'm going to play it, yeah, for example, now. I think you cannot take that pawn, that knight, sorry, because I'm going to have check. You go king f7, I'm going to take here. At least I'm going to grab that piece back, and my attack is going on. Yes, my opponent is playing f5, but then you are just losing time because of that move. But the main thing is he has blocked the diagonal, and this diagonal is also blocked, so it's not easy for me to continue the attack. Maybe I do that by moving my pawn to g4. That is interesting. I'm also opening up the g file, so maybe I'm going to play king h1 and bring my second rook, and with 2 rooks I'm going to attack along the g file. So that is your plan. Of course, it always depends on what your opponent is doing, but the plan stays in terms of attacking there. I like to take with this pawn because I put additional pressure on that f5 pawn. How do you even defend it? I mean, you can go away with the knight, which would help in terms of the defense. No, he just ignores it, but I'm gonna take it. I don't know. That feels like a very good pawn to take, because it's not only pawn, but also I'm gonna open up this diagonal, which is great for my bishop and my queen. So that's how you win with ACCELERATOR system. I prefer the Pierce over the Philidor, but the ACCELERATOR variation is great. Yeah, of course, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of taste, and I always say, well, the most important part is that you play the opening that you like to play, it fits your style, and that you understand the main ideas. Unless you are like super professional chess player, every opening, I mean, as long as it's more or less reasonable, every opening can work for you. It's much more important, not like the choice of it, but rather that you like it, that you enjoy playing it, because if you enjoy playing it, you're going to have better chances as well, and that you understand the ideas very good. I don't like pierced defense personally because you do get the full control of the center to your opponent, and I don't really like to do that. In the Philidor defense, I fight for it. We are playing e5, and in the pierced defense, you just play g6, bishop g7, and you don't really fight for the center. They can play e4, d4, and completely control it. But it has its own idea, so I don't have anything against it. That would be quite sad, right? If I take there rook to g8 and I'm gonna blunder my queen. So always, always, and always, before you make your move, try to understand what kind of ideas your opponent has. Now I have exchanged, and I can safely take that pawn. Next move, I want to bring my knight to c5 if I'm allowed to do that. That would be fantastic. Been watching your videos for a few weeks. Your audio has a small delay right now. Anyone? Yes, with the audio, it's always difficult because I tried my best to do it like so that it doesn't have any delay, but it always happens like that if you are like recording live with a camera, because I use a real camera, and it's plugged in into the computer, and then the camera has some delay, so I have also to delay my sound, and then it's so difficult to like guess the exact milliseconds so that it doesn't have any delay. I might, after this game, try to change it, and let's see if that helps. Audio is faster. Okay, that means that I have to delay, because I cannot influence the video. That means that I have to delay the audio even more. Okay, what about this position? This queen. Maybe I need just to bring my queen back, because I'm afraid I might lose here some of my pieces. Okay. Now the bishop is not hanging. I want to improve my king. Okay, that was a trap. That is a classical example of a trap, and my opponent didn't notice it. So again, always check what kind of opportunities your opponent has, and always start with checks. So hi there to all of the new people. We have a lot of, by the way, we have crossed 50 people on our stream. Thank you very much for your support. I'm gonna lose on time here. Please join the tournament. You have the link in the description of this stream. Join the tournament, and it's going to be so cool. You can play against me. It's still a lot of time left in the tournament, so you definitely get a chance, and you even can still get the first place. Although somehow I'm playing too strong today, but I'm sure it's gonna change at some point, and I'm gonna start losing. Let's see. Bishop b1. Yes, I can take the knight here, and hopefully start giving some checkmates. I mean, I have the knights, I have the queen, I have the pawn. That should be enough to give a checkmate. Queen to f7, and that's a checkmate. Yeah, thank you very much for the game. Now, before I go that, let me quickly change it. And I'm going to ask you for a feedback so that you can tell me whether the audio is better now than it was before. I have changed it now, so please let me know in the chat whether it's better, whether synchronized with the video now, or the audio is still faster. All right, I'm gonna wait for another opponent. We are still sharing the first place with Tan, another person who is helping a lot our channel. So huge shout out to Tan. Thank you very much for your support, for everything you are doing for the channel, for the community. I appreciate it a lot, and we now get to play a game. Very interesting. Okay, let me play my d6 again to illustrate. Okay, we are gonna have the Philidor defense. Why I love the Philidor so much? Of course, it doesn't mean that like I'm gonna win every single game. Of course, I sometimes lose, but it doesn't mean that the opening is bad. I really like the positions that I get here. I really like the fact that I have so much experience, so I understand the ideas really deeply. And This bishop on d2 on d3 is typically on e2 in this opening. That is why, like, immediately when I see something weird, something that is not like it's supposed to be, it's like ringing a bell in my head. That's okay. Something is weird here. It shouldn't be like that. But okay, of course, it's also a possible way to play. I'm gonna launch some attack on the queen side. Hi there, Eddie Topia. I'm happy to have you in our amazing community. If you want to play against me, please, the link is in the description of the stream. Click on it, join the tournament, and then you're going to be able to play against me. Okay, h3. I'm gonna play b5. Please tell me in the comments whether the audio and video are synchronized right now or it's still bad. Bishop b2. Yeah, so you play here b5, a6, b5. You want to create some counterplay. That's the point. And then you might take, play b4, play c5, and this pawn would be hanging. You can, of course, start with developing first, because the e4 pawn, yes, that's the advantage of this bishop on c2. Okay, my opponent decides to play d5, but that allows me to get to c5 square. To achieve that, I should take on c4 first, because otherwise b4 would be annoying. Yes, and now I play the move knight to c5. I'm attacking the e4 pawn, and I still put some pressure over here. Maybe it's time for me to take, though. Or let's start with the move rook b8. The rook is always great along the b file. Audio is still faster. Okay, then it means I have to delay it even more. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me develop my queen. Thanks for the explanation. a4. Yeah, I think my queen is not that bad here. I'm gonna just put my bishop back and maybe even double along the b file. Okay, my opponent kind of stopping that. Yeah, maybe the bishop should have actually... Yeah, it was better to play bishop c8, because here I don't have any real chances. Maybe, though, I can remaneuver my knight to b6 and put some pressure on the c4 pawn. Somehow I am playing solely on the queen side for now, so hopefully nothing bad is gonna happen to my king side in the meantime. I don't have any pieces there. Audio is fine, thank you. Maybe I can change it just a little bit more. Yes. Now the audio is even a little bit more delayed. Hopefully that would make it good. Okay, my opponent made my bishop great, but also, yeah, he did it for a reason. He wanted to get a very good square for the knight. But what about knight c4? I think I can play it, because I'm attacking that and that. Ah, wait, I'm losing my bishop in that. Yeah, you have to be careful about it. My queen is hanging, so that's probably the first thing I need to focus on. Okay, my opponent takes here, which is not a big deal, because my bishop on e7 wasn't great by any means. And now, yes, a5 is a little bit annoying, but I can just play that. And remember, that was my idea. The b file is the only open file on the board. And now my knight belongs somewhere here, so maybe I do that and that. You always are looking for the best possible position for all of your pieces. Bishop c3. Yes, I think I have time for that, to remaneuver my knight. Oops. f3. Yes, I think my opponent also wants to remaneuver the knight over here, but in the end of the day I can just exchange it, so not a big deal. Thank you very much for your feedback. If it's almost perfect, that's already very good. Of course, in these live conditions, I wouldn't be able to match it completely perfectly, but I'm happy that it's better. Thank you for helping with that. I think 94 is a cool move. Why not? It's very active. Yes, it's double pawns now, but I hope it's very active. As long as I don't lose it. Let me bring my king. Yes, the king is very important. Although, I can just win a pawn, right? But then I probably lose that pawn. Yes, let me bring the king first. I also need to speed up a little bit, because I'm gonna lose on time sooner or later. And maybe g5 is a good idea because all of his pawns. Oh, he even helps me. You don't need to do that. Actually, when you have same colors bishops, you want to put your pawns on the opposite color. So if you have light squares bishop, you want your pawns to be on the dark squares, just as I do here, because that way your bishop is active and you control all sorts of squares. Your pawns are controlling dark squares, whereas your bishop is controlling light squares. But look at this bishop, it's very passive because of his own pawns, and the dark squares, nobody is guarding them. This knight on a3, it also has no defenders. No squares to go. I mean, it's absolutely useless. That is why I want to play bishop a4, just to make sure if it goes here, I want just to exchange it. And with such a beautiful knight against such a bad bishop, I will always win. Okay, my opponent is allowing me to do that. Of course, I don't exchange that. That would be a horrible mistake. But instead, yeah, your king, so many players forget about it, but the king is the most important piece in that game. And that is why I'm winning here. Thank you very much for the game. It was very, very interesting. And yeah, I hope it was very instructive as well, so you could learn a lot in the process. We have got a lot of comments here. Thank you very much for coming, and hi there for everyone who is just joined. Please click the link in the description to join the tournament and play with us. We have 58 people. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you very much. It's absolutely our best record. I really enjoyed playing this tournament. Okay, thanks for the explanation. I'm learning the series we explained and not a particular opening. I'm struggling with e4, so we'll start with d4 to see. Yes, of course. Especially when you are just starting your chess, your chess journey, you want to try as much as possible, just as when you are fighting your first job in life, right? You don't know what you're gonna like, what you're gonna be very good at, so you try different stuff. Like I'm gonna play here rook e1. I played it in my childhood a lot. So you try it out, and then you see what works for you better, what you like better, what makes more fun for you, and then you're gonna make your choice. Should I carry on when I blunder in the game, even though I know I will lose? Well, it depends. I have had millions of examples in my own life, on my own chess career, where it seems like the position is absolutely lost, like no chances whatsoever. But then somehow I still manage to create some problems for my opponent and sometimes make a draw, sometimes even win the game in absolutely amazing situation. Like the chances are like once in a million, and yet still I have won those games. So my motto is never give up, and it helped me so much in my career. But of course, it shouldn't be like completely ridiculous. If you're just having a king against a bunch of pieces from your opponent, it's not going to help. But as long as you have a tiny chance, I personally don't resign. And of course, like this threshold, whether you do have a chance or not, is different on a beginner's level or on my level. But you get my point, hopefully. As long as you personally think that you have a slightest chance, don't give up. Now, okay, everybody blunders, so carry on with the game, and your opponent might blunder too. Yeah, especially if you're like under 2000 elo, absolutely everybody is making mistakes, and you never know what's gonna happen. I really hope I could have met you, but now it seems not possible. Why? Why is it not possible? Because you are not on top in the tournament. I think they try to make it the way so that you have a lot of chances to meet different guys, but I cannot guarantee it, of course. Sorry about that. Can I take the pawn, or is it too dangerous? Probably it's too dangerous. Then let me play knight d2 first. By the way, I have exciting news for you. Just today, I have added this community feature, or rather, YouTube enabled it for our channel to have the public community wall. And now you have the opportunity to just write a post on Journey to Grandmaster community tab. It's amazing. It was never available on YouTube before, but as of today, you can do it on the Journey to Grandmaster channel. But please don't spam. I will need to delete such posts. But if it's interesting, if it's about chess, sharing your journey, sharing your struggles, starting a discussion so that everybody can participate, I highly encourage you to do that. And yeah, this is your opportunity to be to get your message sent to so many people, to post some very important questions. Please take advantage and let's see how it works. If it's gonna be great, if people will enjoy it, then we will go on with it. If it would be just a lot of spam, then I will need to close it, unfortunately. But I hope it's going to be the first. Yeah, not that great. Let me play Rook D1 for now. Bro, I wanna play a match with you, please. Are you in the tournament? Please join the tournaments, and that's your best chance right now. We still have more than an hour in our tournament, so there is a good chance you're gonna play against me. Let me play c4 and stop that from coming. This bishop, I don't know, I don't like it on a6. I feel like it's a little bit a waste of time. On the other hand, yes, I cannot put my knight on c4, which would be a desirable thing. But now I can relocate my knight maybe back to c3, as the situation has changed. I do tactic exercises for 30 minutes per day. Should I put a maximum time to solve each position, or should I think until I see the solution? Sometimes I need more than 5 minutes. More than 5 minutes is fine if the position is complicated. I would say don't think for more than 15 minutes on one position, because chances are if you haven't found it in 15 minutes, you're not going to find it, and you're at that point just starting to waste time to calculate the same lines over and over again. So yeah, try to calculate it or try to solve it until you are sure, at least to the best of your ability, that that's the right move. And once the 15 minutes are gone and you still don't know the solution, then please, yeah, just check the solution, try to understand why you haven't found it, and move on to the next puzzle. That would be my best advice. a4, yes, I like that my opponent is creating some counterplay. Maybe I should have played a4 actually, that myself, like to stop that altogether. Why haven't I played it? But I also hope to create some threats. Maybe I can play bishop h3 here, putting some pressure on the d file. Unfortunately, my opponent Antonio here spends way too much time, and he's constantly in time trouble, which is complicated because then, yeah, you need to deal with all of the threats, which is tough. Yes, you're welcome. Please feel free to ask the questions in the comments. Okay, can I take here? Let's take. I feel like it should be promising, but maybe I'm still not winning anything. I wanted to double my rooks along the d file, create a lot of threats here. Yeah, you see, this is always the best strategy in chess. You create as many threats as possible, and eventually your opponent is collapsing. That's how it works. So you need to combine improving your position, optimizing your pieces, with creating threats at the same time. We are almost at a half of the tournament. We have more than an hour of exciting chess coming. So I hope you enjoyed just as I do here. It's really great just to have these calm tournaments, not Title Tuesday, because back in the day when I was streaming my Title Tuesday tournaments, it was so stressful because I had the same time control, 3 minutes, but I wasn't playing against you guys. I was playing against the best players in the world. And of course, I was also trying to explain something because I wanted it to make useful for the viewers. But in such a situation, to play high quality chess against the best players in the world is almost an impossible task. So at some point I have stopped doing that. But such streams when we can just have some fun, talk to each other, that I enjoy a lot. So thank you for coming today. Thank you for playing. And I hope like if I would be able to influence the settings of the tournament, I would make it so that I play a new person every single time, and to give the opportunity to everyone to play against me. And I hope most of you do get such a chance. If not, very sorry about it. But that's how the settings of the tournament works. Yeah, I assume this is very similar. Second time today that I get this kind of position, because I played the C3 line against the symmetrical Grunfeld. I am really happy to see that we are having so many people in the tournament, not only on the stream, but in the tournament inside. So you guys are playing, you enjoy chess, you play against each other, and we play inside of the community. By the way, feel free to join Journey to Grandmaster Elite Chess team, because then you're not going to miss any of the tournaments. You're gonna get messages with all of the important events, like tournaments with me, or some interesting events we have in the community, as well as the 30-day training plan. If you have thought to improve your chess and to take an actual challenge, I don't like that my pawn is hanging here. Probably I have to play that. Then please join the free 30-day training plan. It's absolutely amazing opportunity. It's recently launched, but already has 3,500 of happy members who are going through the course, and they have improved a lot. We have a lot of positive reviews of people improving their chess a lot thanks to the free course. So please, as always, all of the important links are in the description. You can find it there. Join for free. At least for now, it's completely free, so make sure you secure your spot. And if you are interested in the live lessons with me every single week for a very, very affordable price, then I can sincerely recommend you the ELO Accelerator Academy. You get 2 weekly live lessons depending on your chess level. I mean, you can attend both if you want, but the one group is more for beginners under 1200 ELO, and the second group is the more advanced group where we dive deeper into chess strategy. We analyze the games of the members. It's great. You get personalized feedback from me on your games, and all of that as cheap as like it's $5 to $10 per session, or just $39 per month. So yeah, I have never seen anything like that for such a price. So I would be happy to see you inside of the academy. In the link in the description, you can also read reviews. You can watch the live recordings of the sessions so that you know what to expect, because I always say it's better to see once, to feel once, to see it with your own eyes than to hear 1,000 times. And that is why I have added the recording of both groups there, so that you can watch what you get there, and you can join the academy, you can subscribe to it, and if you don't like it for any reason, then you still get full refund inside of our 100% money back guarantee. So you have absolutely nothing to worry about. All of the risk is on my shoulders, because I truly believe that I'm capable of helping you a lot to improve your chess. Okay, so that's about the academy. The link is in the description. You get live lessons. You get also calculation camps. We have recently had 3 hours calculation camp hosted by me. It was so great, like to solve puzzles together, to calculate, to share my decision-making process with you, as well as hear your decision-making process, comment on that. And yeah, this is such an exciting opportunity, and all of the members get access to it completely for free. So the link would be in the description. Check it out if you're interested. And as for this game, I'll again have a pair of bishops, which I always like. Look at how great they are. But my opponent is also very solid here. The only thing I don't like about his position is this bishop on c6. It's really not the best. It's very passive. It's like a giant pawn there. But he's still very, very solid. And his rooks are very active. By the way, somebody asked me to switch off the automatic translation of the video titles. I unfortunately have no way to do that, so my only option is to disable the auto dubbing at all, this new feature from YouTube, where you can watch the video not in English, not in the original language, but automatically translated to different languages like French, German, Spanish. And so the only way is either to disable the entire thing or to leave it like it is, and then you would see those horrible titles. So I decided not to do that for you. and disabled, at least on all of the recent videos, the auto tabbing thing, so that you now get well, the normal titles. I hope you will appreciate that. Okay, my opponent is in time trouble, but it's not that simple for me to figure out how to put pressure on him. Let me double on the d-file, maybe play c4 if he's not gonna go away with his queen. Some point, maybe even bishop e4. Is it a threat actually? Might be a threat right now, right? So I'm gonna take it all of the times, and then the queen is hanging in that. Yeah, that's why he's going away. Maybe it's time for me to play e3. I'm a little bit worried about my bishop, so that it still has some squares to go. d4, yes. c4 would help my opponent to make his bishop a better piece. I'm actually not sure how to make progress here. That's... Wait, maybe bishop h3. Let me attack. Like, the more threats you create for the opponent, the more difficult it gets for him. And yeah, this time it worked because my opponent is also in big time trouble. By the way, if you want to win against the opponent in big time trouble, you always want to create as many threats as possible, because under time pressure, it's so difficult to handle all of that. And yeah, he's losing on time. Thank you very much for the game. It was very intense and not easy to win. Thank you very much, Tan, for participating. You played very, very good. And yeah, thank you for being here, as well as thank you for everyone who is joining right now. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you not only passively watch, but you have also joined the tournament on Lichess, because it's always great to like actively play in the tournament instead of just watching other people playing. And I really encourage you to do that. Okay, now I feel like I'm playing some kind of a pierce defense. We have talked about it before, and now it's my turn to play. I just want, to try different openings to have some fun. Let me play knight d7 and maybe start some ideas like c5 and trying to play along this diagonal. But my opponent already played h4 here, indicating I want to checkmate you. Yeah, he's playing for it. And I assume if I play knight h5, he's gonna sacrifice in exchange. Let's see. I mean, I don't mind if he's gonna checkmate me here. He has earned that. So let's see. I mean, it's not that simple. I want to play e5 maybe, so that my queen is opened and I can bring more defenders so that I can deal with that. Knight g5. I actually thought that I can just play h6 and get rid of this knight immediately. But also, why can't I play e5? I'm attacking the bishop. If you play that, you create checkmate in one threat, but I can play h6, and then your knight and your bishop are under attack. I think it's working, unless I'm blundering anything, but I hope I'm not. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments if you have it, and I hope you have a fantastic tournament. I hope you use your chances, you don't blunder pieces, and you have some fantastic victories. Yes, I'm gonna exchange the pawns. I mean, yes, the drawback is of course that my bishop is not opened now, but on the other hand, my opponent sacrificed material, so I'm defending here, not attacking. I want just to push all of his pieces as far away as possible. First the bishop, then I'm gonna play h6 and push the knight away. Yes, let me do that. Because either you go to f3 back and then you block your queen so that it's no longer an attack, or you go back to h3, which I hope is also not a big deal for me, because the knight has no prospects to go forward. By the way, I just cooked 5 players in this tournament. Congratulations, that's like a very good achievement. Let's see who is going to be the first one to win a game against me. In fact, let me somehow help you to be even more excited to try to beat me. Who is gonna win a game against me today will get a free lesson in the academy. Yeah, that would be just a small gift from me to celebrate this fantastic achievement. 30,000 subscribers. I'm so happy. I appreciate your support a lot, and yeah, I want to give back. I want to give back a little bit. Okay. My opponent continues to sacrifice the pieces. Maybe he wants to be that guy who is gonna get the free lesson in the academy by winning a game against me, but I don't really get it. What is the idea? Maybe he wants like a long-term plan to castle, to bring the rook and give me a checkmate, but I do have my knight. I can also start with knight f6 here. Or I just take, and after bishop takes, I play no, f6 is a bad idea. That would be an immediate checkmate then. That would be simple enough. And bishop f6 also not great. Then I rather play knight f6 first to attack the queen. I don't know, I just like the way you talk. The calmness just makes chess look so easy. Thank you very much. Yes, you don't hear me like shouting very often like one very famous chess YouTuber, but I do my best to help you improve at chess. I do my best to help you improve your chess understanding. Of course, you can solve a lot of tactics, and I encourage you to do that because that's the number one thing you can do for your chess improvement. Yeah, my opponent really wants to checkmate me, and by the way, I'm not sure I can stop it so easily. I have an entire extra rook here, but how do I stop a checkmate? Maybe even knight f6 wasn't such a great move, because now the spin is extremely annoying, and he wants to castle, play rook h1, and then checkmate is coming, so I basically have 3 moves to stop the checkmate. How do I do that? Maybe I just remove my king, and that would help me a little bit. Yeah, I don't like what I have done with my position here. The bishop e6 move, I played it myself, right? I shouldn't have done it. But okay, let me at least escape a little bit. Yes, that makes sense. I think I'm gonna lose that knight anyway, so instead I want to try to exchange the queens. I mean, I have enough extra material. If I can escape the checkmate, then I have very good chances. So that's what I want to do. So if he takes, I want to play queen e3 check, queen takes f4, and exchange the queens. That is my biggest goal. Can you play fielder defense when you can? I'm trying to learn what's your thought process through all the moves is. Yes, of course. I also make a lot of videos with the fielder defense and explain my thoughts. I have played a few more. Those videos are coming very, very soon, so stay tuned to the channel. This opening, yeah, I like it a lot, and I hope you're gonna like it as well. Okay, I have to take that, but I hope there are no checks. And if there are no checks, then I still have an extra exchange. Yes, just a full extra exchange. And now I want to bring my rooks somehow, and I can even do that with the tempo. Maybe bishop g4 was winning some more material, but I like the fact that I can bring more pieces, and the queen also doesn't really have a lot of squares, so now I can play bishop g4 and still win that exchange, but with my rook already being very active. Yes, now I feel like I'm in full control. So you see, this is a very good strategy. Sometimes you want to sacrifice some material back just to make sure that you deal with your opponent's threats, because it looked really pretty scary over there. And now the attack is more or less gone. I mean, this knight on d5 is a little bit annoying, but right now I can get rid of it. And yeah, otherwise I'm still in full control. This is one of the advantages of having some extra material, that you can exchange it, or you can give up a little bit, but achieve something in response, like stopping your opponent's counterplay. Yes, now I play rook h1 and win the queen, so my opponent resigned here. Okay, yeah, probably I should have done it from the very beginning, but so far nobody has managed to win anyway. So if somebody is gonna win the game, he's gonna get a completely free lesson in the ELO Accelerator Academy. So please, I mean, don't cheat. That wouldn't be fair, and probably I will recognize it. So please don't do that. If I'm not gonna recognize it, then Chess will do that and ban your account. But I'm sure in our community we don't have any cheaters. We have only very nice people. But yeah, do your best to beat me and win a free lesson. Okay. Even if you don't do it, consider subscribing to the Academy because you get so much out of it for a very, very affordable price. At least that was my desire with this Academy, to make the price as affordable as possible so that, yeah, I can bring professional chess coach, make it affordable for everyone. All right. I'm gonna play the Collie system. Yeah, it makes sense. Let me play the openings that I teach in my videos as well. Collie opening as white, Collie Zuckertort system, Raza, and the Philidor defense as black. Yes. Again, the advantage is I don't really care what the opponent is doing. I actually execute absolutely the same plan here. That is why I like those, I call it schematic openings, where it's not about a lot of memorization, where like you need to remember if the opponent does this, then you do this. If the opponent does this, then you do the opposite. Instead, you just do your strategic plan. It's solid, it's good, it's strong, but you do it no matter what. And yeah, that makes it much simpler. I like this plan somehow to create some pressure. I'm gonna still play a3 just to... Ah, wait, that was the idea. Okay. To exchange. Well, you have lost a lot of time, but at least you try to exchange it. Let me actually play c4 and stop you from doing that. I understand it might be a little bit difficult for me to handle the standard, but as long as you're like wasting so much time, hopefully I'm going to be able to deal with it. Because yeah, you see, you go back and forth. That can never be too good. Although, yes, you have a very active bishop here. That's a nice thing. And you still haven't castled, which is making it more difficult for me. Then let me play knight f3, because now, yes, now you finally castle. How do I create threats? Let me bring my queen first, so that I have more resources and so that this pawn is not hanging over here, because I do have one idea that I don't want to reveal yet. Okay, it's not possible anymore. I wanted to take it, open up this diagonal, take here on f6, but I didn't like the fact that this bishop will take on s3 with the check. Maybe I should have sacrificed anyway. But okay, this one is also good because now it opens up my queen. I still have a very healthy center. You still can play. I mean, there are 45 minutes left in the tournament. Click the link in the description and join the tournament, and you can still play with us. So please don't get upset as I go on for it. How can I give a checkmate here? The main plan, the main strategic idea of the Collet Zuckertort system is just to checkmate your opponent. But I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to do it in this game, because I have to be a little bit careful. It's more open than it normally is. So I don't want, if I just blindly attack here, then I'm going to get some difficulties in the center. If the center is closed, then you don't care and you just go all in on the king side. But maybe d5. Takes. Yeah, let me go for it. I have developed all of my pieces. I have optimized it to the best of my ability. It is pretty scary to go for it, but because I sacrifice a lot of material. But I do believe that if I have prepared all of my pieces for that, then it should work. So my idea is I sacrifice everything here. I exchange my beautiful bishop just to open up his king. Not just to spoil the pawn structure, that would be too cheap, but open up his king and create some checkmating threats. Then I want to bring my knight somewhere towards the center, f5 square, my queen, and give him a checkmate. Let's see if I succeed with that. Queen g4, knight f5, yeah, it already feels to be pretty dangerous. Thank you for your great content. Where in Germany do you live? Hopefully that's okay to share that. I live in Nuremberg. It's in Bayern. Very nice city, not a very big one, but also not a small one, so there is a lot to do here. Okay. I do sacrifice so much, but what about knight x6? Do you save all of the material? I think I win a piece now. I mean, knight f5 was also interesting because I threaten queen g4. Bishop g5 doesn't really help because I play h4. But this way, I just win the piece for free. So feels silly not to use it. Yes, I lose a great number of pawns, but in such an open position, it's not really about the pawns. I don't think the pawns will matter too much. Although I have to be careful with my king. I want to make a Luft at some point. I think I can still play rook c4 and get one pawn back. So I'm 2 pawns down. Yeah, for such a great bishop, this pawn structure is horrible. This position should be great for me. I've been visiting Fürth. We might have missed each other. Yes, Fürth is a small city, basically almost a part of Nuremberg, neighbor city, so to say, and that's very, very near. But yeah, it's nice that you were there. That seems like quite a weird blunder or some kind of a trick that I don't get. Yeah, probably a blunder. Thank you very much for the game. Let's see who is gonna win here and win a free lesson as a result for it in the academy. So you have a big prize to fight for. 63 people in the tournament. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, let me help you a little bit more, make it even a little bit more exciting. The first player in the tournament, except for me, of course, also will get a free lesson in the academy, again, to celebrate, to give back to the community a little bit. So right now I'm in the first place, so whoever gets to the second place or overtakes me and gets the first place will get a free lesson, so good luck. You still have 40 minutes to fight. Please don't cheat, play fair. Okay, I promise to play the Philidor defense. I'm gonna do that. Wow, congratulations, Rock. You are on a winning streak and you are gonna get a lot of points now for every single game. That's fantastic. I have made the tournament longer this time today so that we have more time to chat, to talk to each other, to play games. I hope you enjoy it just as I do. Okay, my opponent played d5, which is possible, of course, but it makes my life a little bit simpler in terms of like, there is no pressure against the e5 pawn anymore. Nobody's attacking it. I can just normally continue my development. But again, the nice bonus, huge advantage of the Philidor defense, even if my opponent is doing not something from the main lines, I can still do the same, absolutely the same moves as I do every time. It's just that his move is making it a little bit simpler. That is always dangerous for you to play because you should be careful with knight takes d5. You might lose a pawn there. In this particular case, though, I don't think it works because in the end of the day, my c7 pawn would be hanging. Maybe I'm gonna start with knight c5 and attack this pawn and ask you a question. What do you do about that? It's not that simple to even defend it. All right. Yes, that is of course a way to deal with it because now there is only one attacker, but I do get a pair of bishops, which is always great for me. I don't know, even throughout this tournament, you could have seen how much I love to have a pair of bishops, how much I use that to my advantage. If or once you have a pair of bishops, the way to use it properly is to open up the position as much. Because as long as it's closed, you cannot really take advantage of it. So I want to play f5, and in general, this is your pawn structure is like always a hint for you to understand how you should play, how you should continue your attack. And so those pawns are this way, which means that I should try to continue it and make my attack possible here. It doesn't mean I have to necessarily play f4 and g3, put my pawns there, but it's helping me to understand that I have to play on this side of the board instead of this side of the board. And again, because the center is closed, I'm allowed to like weaken my king like that. I don't really worry. I'm not really worried about that. If the center is completely closed, opened in the other case, for example, those pawns, they don't exist, imagine that for a second, then I don't want to open up my king. I don't want to touch pawns at all, actually. I rather want to play with pieces. Maybe just h6 to make sure my king is safe, but other than that, you want to play with pieces if the center is opened, and you want to play with pawns if the center is closed, some pawn breakthroughs. Ah, wait a second. I've missed the fact that my opponent made a move. I haven't noticed this little b3 move. It didn't seem to be changing the position a lot. All right. If somebody is just joining, you can still join the tournament. Feel free to click the link in the description, join the tournament, and play 40 minutes of good chess with us inside of this arguably best community on YouTube, online. And even though we are not like millions of people, but we are like-minded people who care about real improvements of chess, of fair growth, of understanding, like chess understanding, not those like, hundreds of those videos like use this trap and beat everyone in 10 moves or something like that. I try to never do that. I also make some opening videos recently because, well, it seems like those are very that's what people want to see a lot, what people care about. But again, even in those opening videos, I always put the point that it's not about traps. I don't want you to hope for your opponent to blunder something. Instead, I want to show you a solid opening, a flexible one like this ACCELERATOR defense that you can play against anyone, against everything, whatever they are playing. And if you understand the ideas well, and that's exactly why I make my videos, to help you explain those ideas, then you get absolutely fantastic chances, just as I do throughout my whole chess career for 10 years now, actively playing specifically this opening. And overall, I play for 20 years. I've gathered a lot of experience, and I share it with you on my channel, as well as share with you my Journey to Grandmaster series, because I want to become a Grandmaster and I want to share it with you. Who knows? Maybe I'm gonna be even faster than Gotham Chess with his road to Grandmaster, because he basically copied it from me. I was the first one. I started it 1.5 years before him. But okay, he has road to Grandmaster. I have Journey to Grandmaster, so you can say we have different things. I mean, I don't have anything against him. I'm rooting for him to become a Grandmaster, and I hope like we both will achieve that. But I like that, like to have, some kind of a competition, because competition always helps you to grow. And so I want to be the first one out of us to achieve that title. I still hope though that we both do it. Okay, I want to bring all of my pieces and I want to launch my attack here. I have opened up the F file and I think I have pretty good chances. Let's see. Just to remind you, the highest placed person in the tournament will get a free lesson together with our ELO Accelerator Academy members. It's going to be very, very useful for your chess. So please try to play the tournament and achieve the highest place possible. And if you play against me and you win a game, you also get a free lesson. So that's an additional bonus. Okay, so that seems to be very promising for me. I attack here the g2 pawn, but I also attack the g5 pawn. But yes, the c4, c7 pawn I also don't really want to lose. But maybe if I like give a checkmate, then it doesn't matter. Let me play queen g4 and try to play for a checkmate. f3 is not a problem. By the way, I kind of accidentally didn't blunder my bishop. I forgot that it's hanging, but somehow I had it in my subconscious, so I didn't blunder it. And yeah, now my opponent avoids biggest trouble, and we are both on second. So here it's pretty possible that I'm gonna lose the game. I do have still my 2 bishops, which are great. Like a good thing about 2 bishops, it's not getting worse if you're going into the endgame. The bishops are still great. Let me play d5. Another trap. Don't want to take it. The rook is a little bit clumsy, maybe after. Yes, he went for it. If your opponent hangs on a pawn like that and your opponent is pretty strong, try to understand. Maybe it's not just like that. Maybe there is a reason he's doing that. But sometimes, of course, he can also blunder. So yeah, like that. For example, I just blundered my bishop. That wasn't necessary, but still should be enough to win the game here. Although not that simple, just an extra exchange. And that bishop is pretty good. I mean, my rooks are very active. That should help. But I don't have any extra pawns. And I don't have any time. How do I actually win here? Let me take, okay. Let's go for the rook's endgame. Because at least I know how to play here, how to try to win. Yeah, this game is very intense. Somehow in these seconds I got a little bit... Yeah, now he took my pawn. Okay, he missed that chance. I felt a little bit stressful just because of the fact of those 2 seconds. But I shouldn't really care about it because it's a friendly tournament, not a real one. We are here to get some fun, not to be stressful. Although they say a little bit of stress in healthy amounts is useful for you, so for your health. So that should be fine too. Okay, yeah, the rook and 2 pawns, it can promote by itself. You don't need the help of a king. The king should just not get into trouble and then you're good to go. Yes, now I can promote. Okay, I guess it's time to resign. But yeah, thank you very much for the game. It was very, very exciting and one of the biggest chances to win a game today against me. Okay, we have 56 people in the stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I'm so grateful that you are here with me. And we have 68 people in the tournament. I mean, I understand, yes, of course, not everybody is active here, but we do have still a lot of active people. See, 38 active people. I still appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much. I understand we all have some stuff to do. Life comes into place. Maybe somebody registered for the tournament, but then some obstacles didn't allow you to play in the tournament. That's fine, but still, this absolute record. I appreciate a lot all of you coming. And yes, we celebrate 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Absolutely amazing. This channel is there for a little bit more than 2 years. I have created it on January 1st, 2023. So it's 2 years and 1 month old now. And we have grown from 0 to 30,000 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for every single view you make, for every single video you like, for every comment you write. I appreciate it so much, and all of that, all that we have here in the community is possible thanks to you and your support. And it's just the beginning, at least I hope so, because a lot of new exciting videos are coming with the favorite openings that you like. For example, this ACCELERATOR systems. I play new games. I explain ideas even deeper. I encounter new variations that my opponents are playing, because a lot of people are complaining like, yeah, your opponent is working against what you are showing, but my opponent is playing that or that or that, and then it doesn't work. Well, I'm showing, of course, I cannot like in one game to get all possible variations, but I play different games. My opponents play differently, but I still show that this plan actually works. It's not because the plan is bad that you are losing possibly, but because you don't execute it the right way. For example, here I forgot to play a3, which is not great. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can step back and then play a3 and then put my bishop back. But in the best case scenario, you want to play a3 and stop that, because now my opponent will play rook c8, and it's a little bit annoying. Okay, he's not going for that, but then I can just play. No, I should play a3, because if I take it, then d5, d5 square would be available for that knight. Now I can take it, but I'm still not sure I want to do that. I rather want to bring my bishop back. Okay, he takes. Let me take it. I think this knight's... Okay, he can always exchange it, but yeah, he goes for that. I thought that is not such a great thing, because the e6 pawn would be vulnerable. So now I want to take, because I basically don't have any weaknesses, and my opponent does have a weakness, although it's still not that simple to take advantage of it. I can either take it, but then he's gonna like put his bishop on d5. Would be difficult, so I want rather to attack it first. Maybe just queen e2 is the simplest. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you too. I hope you enjoyed the tournament a lot, just as I do. I mean, I like to play with you guys. The only thing is, the problem is my voice, because I need to speak for so long without any stops that my voice is um, not really happy about that. But hopefully, I can still handle another half an hour. Okay, that is dangerous. That is something I completely blundered, and I might just lose this game because my bishop and my h2 pawn is hanging. And if I take the bishop, then obviously there is bishop h2, king h1, bishop g3, king g1, and queen h2 checkmate. I could have played just king takes f1, and that would solve this problem. And I can play g4, but then still bishop takes. Maybe I can play that and at least survive. Yeah, probably that's my best chance. Although, still feels like I'm completely lost. Do I have any other alternative? That? Then I'm just a full piece down. I don't think I have any chances there. H3, same stuff. Rook somewhere doesn't really help. Yeah, let me play that. My opponent is very strong. He's not giving me any chances. Yeah, that seems like the first game I'm gonna lose today, which is fine. I mean, that's why we are here, so that you have an opportunity to beat me. But somehow I completely blundered that idea. I mean, strategically, I was basically winning, and I just needed to be careful with my opponent's threats. But there is a reason I talk about that in pretty much every single one of my videos. You always want to think about your opponent's threats. Otherwise, you might get into big trouble. Yeah, the problem is when I take, there is rook f8 check. I have seen it from the very beginning when I played rook e1, but I didn't see a better chance. g3 doesn't help because of queen h3 check, and that's just checkmate. Yeah, well, what can I say? My opponent played very well. He created his chances. He also played very fast. Yeah, rook f8 is still coming, so there is nothing I can do anyway. So it's time for me to resign after rook f8. I mean, queen f3, but then it's just an entire extra queen for a rook. I don't know, let's continue for a few moves, but I think if my opponent played that strong to get to this position, then he will be more than... Yeah, I'm gonna lose the rook. More than happy to win this position too. Oh yeah, that's just a checkmate. Okay. Yeah, congratulations. You have won. Please contact me, because right now I cannot contact you to get a completely free lesson in the academy. You have earned it. Congratulations. That was a spectacular game. Okay. Oh, is it you, Rock? Was it you? Yeah, congratulations. I said that it's not too late, and you have done it. How strong are you? You really played that game very good. Your rating is still like, I assume you have just created an account. Do you think he cheated? I mean, I don't want to think that he cheated, and he shared all of his tournaments um, throughout his journey. He joined later the tournament, so I don't want to think that. And also, it's not like I played the Sicilian automatically. Okay, it's not like that game was really about some crazy tactics. It was just one thing. It was me being stupid. They are not thinking enough about my opponent's counterplay. So yeah, I think it's a very well deserved victory. No, somebody thinks that Rock cheated. 2100 feeder. No, I mean, guys, if he's 2100 feeder, he's capable to do that. It's basically just at that point when it happened, it's just two moves tactics. It's just me talking here too much about all of the stuff instead of solely focusing on the game that I have missed it. But I do think that that I mean, at least I want to believe that everybody here is honest. There is no way to no reason to cheat. I mean, yes, I have said that I'm gonna give a free lesson to anyone who is gonna win against me, but I mean, that's not that's pointless. I mean, if you're gonna cheat to win against me, then you're gonna come to the lesson with me. Then I'm gonna see that you are not on the level that you were during this game. So why would you do that? So I want to believe that was a fair game, and if that's the case, then of course, congratulations. If not, then it's not my problem. I mean, if I play against cheaters, I can never lose anything, right? I just get an opportunity to play against a strong opponent. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, you plunder the queen. Again, you see, every time it's the same. It's both for me, even though I'm pretty strong at chess, or for somebody who's just starting. The problem is the same. You don't, or we, I better say, don't think enough about our opponent's opportunities. It's just, on my level, I normally miss more advanced stuff, but it's still connected to my opponent's counterplay, and on your level, it would be one move threat or two moves threat that you plunder, and unfortunately, because of that, you lose the game. But the concept of thinking about your opponent's counterplay is still, I consider, to be the most important one if you want to get to 2000 elo. I mean, of course, you solve tactics, and one part of solving tactics is exactly to improve that ability to notice your opponent's counterplay. But in terms of strategical chess, positional chess, it's so important to understand your opponent's ideas and threats. Yeah, you see that we are kind of both playing the ACCELERATOR system, so the whole position is symmetrical. Yeah, now after my move 92 is absolutely symmetrical. But the thing about the symmetrical positions, white always has an advantage, just thanks to the fact that white has an extra tempo. You want to believe that they're honest, but many people try to make themselves happy by cheating. But how do you make yourself happy by cheating? I mean, in the end of the day, you go to bed and you're thinking, okay, what have I done today? And you're thinking, well, I have cheated and we won some chess games. How does it make you happy? I mean, it's not you winning the games, it's the machine winning the games. So, I mean, I understand the temptation to do that in real tournaments where you can get prizes. I mean, it's basically like being a thief, so that you are taking money away from other people. But at least I can understand the motive to do that, to win some money. But why would you do that in a free tournament, or even not a tournament? I mean, I understand there are a lot of cheaters in the online chess. I I definitely don't argue with that, but I just don't understand the point to do that. But again, if you ever play against cheaters, I would say, by the way, we have pretty much exactly the same position as in that game that I have lost. But thank God there is no dark squares bishop that can give me a checkmate anymore, which is great. And I would be happy to play that, but I am afraid my rook would get into trouble, unfortunately. Otherwise, yeah, like bring this knight to e5 is something I would be happy to do. Let's play bishop a3, I don't know. Because I want this rook, like, once I take it. Okay, he goes away. Then it's also good because now I win the fight for the f-file. That might be useful. Can I play that now? Still not, right? g5 is very annoying. Then maybe let's... Yeah, okay, let's take and let's play this game with opposite colors bishops, I wanted to say, but he doesn't want that. Interesting. I was expecting him to take with the knight. Yeah, I mean, that also has some ideas, although I do have this move bishop b5, and now the rook is in trouble. How does the teaching work? Do you open a separate tab with some calculator and just move the pieces on the second tab to check what computer switch? Yeah, basically, yeah, you can just open your phone. I mean, whatever, it's much stronger than any any human being. So that would be enough. And or yeah, second tab, whatever, open up something with the engine working. And you can even do it smarter, like you can cheat every second move, or you can choose not the first computer line but the second one or something like that, so that the system, because they do have some detection both on Lichess and chess.com to stop cheating. By the way, I have heard that you get many less cheaters on Lichess compared to chess.com. I think I'm gonna take and double my... Yeah, finally we get that... wait, pawn is hanging. Maybe I sacrifice it because I want to give it checkmate. I don't care about pawns. Yeah, let me do that. I want to go here, attack there. And maybe the fact that the diagonal would be opened will help me, will help my bishop to be active. Yeah, but my opponent also doesn't want to take that pawn. Do I play rook f7? That would be just an exchange. Not necessarily gonna help me. Maybe I play bishop b2, and I just want to play d5. And it doesn't help you to block it because I'm gonna play c4, whatever you put there, and then d5. Where do I need to contact? Well, the simplest thing, you can see my nickname on Lichess right now, so you can just go to my profile and send me a message. That would be the simplest one. What was the move? a5. I mean, a5 is a weird move. It's like there is a fire in your house. I mean, checkmate is about to come, and you're like, I need to handle my taxes for last year because it's important. Like, what is this a5 move is about? It's so weird. Yeah, I guess rook f7 is a checkmate. Like, you take it, I take it, you take it, queen g7 is a checkmate, and otherwise queen g7 is coming with the checkmate. A5 move is very weird because up to this point my opponent played really well. I like it. I mean, he was trying to attack, he was trying his best. I really enjoyed the game, but this move a5 doesn't fit here. We are both fighting for an attack. It's like, who is going to be the first one to give a checkmate? And suddenly you do a move which is not... You normally in such a position, and in general in chess and the middle game, you should either make a move that helps you to achieve your idea, or you make a move that helps you to stop your opponent's idea. But your move a5 doesn't help with any of those. Okay, actually I think my opponents cheat online and it makes me play very bad. How to overcome this? Well, again, you don't need to worry about it at all, because if they cheat, it's their problem. It's not your problem, right? Like, you don't lose anything. You just have played against a very strong opponent, right? Against the computer. So, okay, nice experience, thank you. That person hasn't learned anything because he was executing the computer moves, but you have played a game against a very strong opponent and you have learned a lot in the process. So I would say thank you and go on. And the fact that they're cheating says just bad things about them, not about you. So I don't see any reason to be upset about it. I mean, it's just a part of life nowadays. You of course cannot avoid it because everyone has a smartphone. So, like, how can you stop it? Of course they try. I mean, if those detection systems, of course, you also have questions to it, and there are a lot of scandals because of that. But at least they are trying something. As long as it's transparent how it works, it's good that they are fighting against it. Although not always I agree with it. I have my friend, for example, who is a strong grandmaster, and he won Title Tuesday. Like, literally, he won Title Tuesday. He beat Hikaru Nakamura. He beat a lot of strong grandmasters, and then he won the tournament. I'm not gonna tell you his name because maybe he doesn't want that, but I know him for many years, since he was like 12 years old, and he's really very strong. He's not one of the top 10 or anything like that, but he plays very strong chess. And so he won that tournament. Like, imagine it's a once, if you're not a top grandmaster, it's once in a lifetime success. I mean, it's so great. You must be so happy. And then, like, a few days afterwards, he gets an email from chess.com that says, we think you have cheated in the tournament. So you have two options here. Either you accept it and we are not going to close your account, but we are not going to give you your prize money. Or you don't accept it, and then we are going to ban your account, and we are going to like announce it on the whole world, and then you don't really have any ways to protect yourself. And yeah, of course, I said, like, why? If I were you, if I would be in such a situation, I would do everything like so that the whole world knows about it. But I understand that without resources alone against such a huge website, it's tough. Do I play 4 here? 94 takes 96 fork. Yeah, not necessarily. Wait, but what about f4? I'm winning the bishop here, right? I mean, also knight g5 is annoying. Takes, but just g6 and then the bishop. Yes, I think f4 is winning. However, those games were great. I was really happy with my play there. Yes, yes. You don't need to get upset about it. Just chess in the end of the day. I mean, if it's a real tournament, you are spending your money, you're going to a different city, different country, and then somebody is cheating, and so it's spoiling your entire experience, and maybe just destroys your chances to win some prizes. That's of course really annoying. But online, don't care about it. Okay, I a little bit don't like this whole attack going on here. How can I stop it? Maybe just queen b6 for now. My knight on f6 is a very good defender. At some point, maybe I want to play e4, sacrifice some pawns, but get some activity. Or sacrifice the rook and scream the rook. Did I sacrifice the rook? Yeah, pretty much never scream. Maybe that's my problem, but it's just not my style. I do like try to teach, to be to express more emotions, because I want to make my videos more interesting, because some people are saying that it's boring and they fell asleep. Well, they don't actually say that, but I assume that. And so I want to make it more interesting, but at the same time to like be completely crazy and scream here and there. It's somehow not really, doesn't really fit my personality, so to say. Okay, I also have a chestnut Evo. I should be careful with my time here. And would like to make chess video just like you. Do you mind sharing the apps you use and how you set your layouts to have the board on one side and yourself on the other side? Well, I don't have anything special to share with you because I just use OBS. I guess you know that it's a free software, just as I do right now use it for the stream. It's just 3 letters, OBS. I'm sure you can find it in the internet. It's also completely free. And I record the digital board afterwards, after the video, so I can make the arrows like that, the moves, so that you can see, you can understand everything that happens on the board. So it's not some magic apps that are making it possible. Do you ever play online games on your chestnut Evo? Of course, I do. You can even see it in my videos as well. I mean, not always I play on chestnut Evo for the videos, but quite often I do that, and then you can see that as well. And I really enjoy it. I mean, I like playing over the board more than online. Even though, of course, I play both for many years, but I still like offline chess, real chess, more. Maybe I'm old school or something. Bishop takes c2. Yeah, I guess I have too much extra material here. Those pawns are coming. This knight is coming. Okay, other than your videos, of course. Well, that's a good question. Because I spend so much time on making the videos, so I don't really get too much time to play on my own. And if I do, I normally, because it's faster, I do it on a real board. Because I don't really play Rapid a lot on my own. And to play Blitz and Chestnut Evo, well, you do get quite quite a significant disadvantage. By the way, I should get the brand new Chestnut move pretty soon. This new model from Chestnut where the pieces are supposed to move on their own. Sorry, I thought that's a checkmate. This is a checkmate. Thank you very much for the game. I'm very excited about it because the moves somehow you can also play online with it, but you make moves for yourself, and the move for the opponents will happen automatically. Like the pieces are moving automatically, and I'm very excited to get it and to test it, and of course to share it with you guys. I hope to receive it soon. And yeah, that would maybe change its experience, because otherwise when you play on Chestnut board or any kind of smart board online, but you play Blitz, well, it's cool, of course, that you get this experience over the boards, but inevitably you lose some time because you do need to make those moves for the opponent. And with these boards, maybe it's going to be different. We will see. I really do enjoy the calm format. Thank you very much. Yes, of course, I understand that some people like craziness going on, some people like normal format, so I do it for the people that enjoy that, and I am so happy to get my audience, to have you guys, this amazing community. I appreciate it so much. Okay, I have another ACCELERATOR system. And yes, you should be just yourself. You're already entertaining. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that. I did take a public speaking session recently, share with you some backstage details. I try to improve myself in different ways. I did get some recommendations. Hopefully it's gonna help. Hopefully it's gonna improve the quality of the videos even more. So it's both useful for you as well as interesting to watch, as well as entertaining. Okay. Just cooked me so bad. Still, I'm happy I got a chance to play against you. Best day, thanks. Yeah. I'm sorry if I have crushed you. It wasn't intentional. I just play. You are coming to play against me. You don't want me to make bad moves. You want me to play my full strengths. At least I assume so. So that's what I do. Of course, I also talk at the same time, which somehow influences my playing strengths. But still, I try to make the best moves, the moves according to my best ability. Okay, this is a perfect example of why you play the ACCELERATOR system. This is like the ideal setup. Of course, not every time it works, but this is our goal, to give a checkmate. And this time they say if you have at least 2 more attacking pieces than your opponent has defending pieces, then the attack is already pretty promising. Well, guess what? Here I have 3 attacking pieces and my opponent literally has 0 defenders. That means I should immediately start looking for some sacrifices, and here this famous bishop takes h7 sacrifice seems to work. I actually haven't even calculated. Maybe I'm wrong about it, because he can play f6. I didn't want to just play rook h3, because then he was gonna play h6 or g6, and then I don't know how to continue the attack, so I wanted to open it up. But now that I think about it, he can actually play f6. Okay, let me think. I believe the checkmate should be somewhere. The attack seems to be very promising. At the same time, if I do nothing, he's gonna bring his pieces, and I'm not going to be able to win. So I want to bring my knight. Queen h7, I don't want to make it too fast, because then he's gonna bring his rook to h8, so I want to bring the knight first, maybe even the rook, because if the f file is going to be opened, then the rook will be very helpful. And at some point, I can take it, bring my knight, and that should actually give a checkmate. Of course, the worst thing for me is to exchange the wins, so I should never do that. But now I believe it's a... Yeah, maybe it's still not a checkmate, because he takes with the bishop. No, you cannot take with the knight. That's... Sorry, but that's not possible. That's checkmate. But if he takes with the bishop... Let me think. Okay, I cannot do that. He takes with the bishop, then I was going to play that, but then maybe king is 7, and still it's not that simple. Maybe bishop f6 there. Okay, maybe I'm still in time to play one more. Oh, somebody overtook me. Queen in. Are you in the stream? I haven't noticed it at all. Yeah, you have taken those parsec things. and you're on fire, and somehow, wow, because the gap was so huge. I didn't expect anyone to to get to the first place, and now suddenly, wow, that's amazing. I'm somehow so excited about it more than you do yourself. By the way, again, the highest placed person will get a free lesson in the community in the ELO Accelerator Academy. So yeah, that's for sure are going to be you. But the question is, who is gonna? Let me take the Berserk and try to because if I don't win on time, then I'm not gonna. I mean, these points will not catch. I played the wrong move against that. I don't want to play e3, but okay, doesn't matter. What is important, I have to play fast. That would be a cool ending for the tournament. I have taken a Berserk for the first time in the entire tournament because I want to be in time to win this game. But the drawback is I also don't get the increment. It was a shock for me in one of the previous tournaments. Not only I get twice as less time, I also don't get any increment. So my time is final, and I'm gonna just lose on time if I'm slow. Oops. Yes. Wait, I could have played e4. What am I doing? Yeah, this Berserk is influencing me in a bad way. e4 would be a fantastic move. Does weaken the d4 pawn though. Yeah, I think I want to play d5 and c4. Or maybe c4 first and then see what happens. Okay, that was not expected. Yeah, I have to say for 1400 ELO, my opponent plays very good this game, making it hard for me. I also have only 2 minutes left in the tournament to win this game. It probably wasn't so great because the pawn would be hanging. But I can still take with the bishop, at least I'm not losing it. No, he's okay. What do I do? Let me play d5, at least to destabilize the situation a little bit. Yes, I'm gonna have double pawns, but at least it's going to be different, and I'm gonna have a pawn here, I can support it. And I have a minute on my clock. Yeah, maybe double pawns was too much. I could have exchanged the queens and then played d5. Rook d2 was probably better. Although you can almost never do anything wrong with improving your king's position in the endgame. King is... wait, e5. e5 is the move I should have played, yes. Because now, like, f5 was a mistake. Now I have a passer here. f4 is also something I want to play. No, this is a beautiful pawn structure. I mean, he also is gonna get here a pair of pawns, but yeah, I have a protected passer now. Wait, that's a pawn I can take. Yeah, this pawn structure is great. But I only have, wow, I only have 40 seconds left. How do I win here fast? Basically needs to pre-move. No, there is no way I can win this game in time because my opponent has more time than is left in the turn. I'm not sure. I believe if the time is up, then the game doesn't count. But I'm not totally sure about it. Yeah, there is no chance. There is only 15 seconds. But the position is winning. All I need to do is just promote that pawn. Okay, the time is over, but the game goes on. Does it mean it still counts? Does anyone know if the game is gonna count? If the time is over? Not sure why I'm so excited about it, but c6. Yeah, now it's a checkmate threat. It won't count. Okay. Yeah, that's life. But at least I have got a nice position here with a beautiful pawn structure. Happy about that. And then we can conclude our tournament afterwards. By the way, we have 60 people on our stream. Thank you so much. Let's see our results. Yes, Win In has won the tournament with an amazing 88% win rate and 29% berserk rate. Playing 17 games. Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. And as you have won the tournament, you are getting a completely free lesson in the ELO Accelerator Academy. Please contact me on Lichess or whenever you can find me. There is an email on the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, if you don't know what ELO Accelerator Academy is, it's an opportunity for you, very, very affordable one, to get live lessons with me every single week. Actually, there are two, depending on your level. You can get a beginner's group, you can get an advanced group. So whatever your level is, it's going to be absolutely great for you, and you can improve your chess so much live with me, getting personalized feedback from me. I'm gonna play games with you and explain everything. I'm gonna analyze your games that you have played in your tournaments or your online games. I'm going to explain a lot of important topics, and we are going to train together because there are also exclusive training camps in the academy for you. For all of the members of the academy, they are absolutely free. So there is a link in the description. You can just click on it and learn more about the academy. There are reviews from people and even live lessons, recordings from the live lesson from both of the groups. You need to scroll down a little bit to see it, and then you can see with your eyes whether it's great for you or not. I guarantee you're gonna learn a lot, but don't believe me, just take a look yourself, because it's better to see once than to hear 1,000 times. And then there is 100% money back guarantee for 7 days. If you are not enjoy it, I mean, you can just subscribe, you can get a free lesson, and if you don't like it, you can get your money back. No problems with that. You can cancel your subscription at any time. It's just $39 per month, or 39 euros if you're in Europe, which is basically the same. And I will be so happy to see you in the academy. There is right now this launch sale, so you get this incredible price. So if you want to secure your spot, please hurry up, because it won't be there forever. All right, let me see if we do have any questions left. Let me switch my camera here. Don't mind that I'm frozen for a second. Oops. Yes, now you can see me again. All right, any final questions? ELO Accelerator Academy top 5 in the tournament. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you very much, Antonio. Antonio is one of the members of the ELO Accelerator Academy, and yes, he has used the knowledge in this tournament too. Where is the link to play? Yeah, sorry, it was the first link. Always the first link in the stream is to the tournament. We should start the procedure on Queen In. Yeah, again, I hope everybody has played fair this tournament. If not, that's on you. But I do hope we have an amazing community here where everybody plays fair. What about your opening course? Could you also talk about it? Yes, thank you very much for the question. My opening course is called 10-Day Opening Mastery. It's like an opportunity for you to dive 1,000 times deeper into what you can see on YouTube or what you could have seen today. It's a full-time live, full opening repertoire, lifetime holistic for both for white and for black. So it's like 10 times cheaper than when you need to buy a lot of those courses on Chessable, which are very expensive. I never got it why it's so expensive. But you need to buy a lot of them to like build this holistic repertoire, because you need to put an opening for white and opening for black against e4, against d4, against c4, and so you need to buy a lot of those. In the 10-day opening mastery, my idea was to have everything in one place, because even if you do buy all of those courses for an unreasonable price, then you still have a problem that they're from different people, and the openings are so different in terms of style, and so in your head it's so difficult for you to get a holistic picture, and also you need to memorize so much. But in the 10-day opening mastery, first of all, I'm showing you the openings that I have played for a long time, and they are really great. I really enjoyed playing it so much, and I have got fantastic results. My students have got fantastic results, so it's really proven. And also, it's not just an opening course, and it's not focused on memorization, because I try to choose such an opening where you don't need to memorize a lot. Instead, you have to understand the ideas. But also, it goes much beyond that, because we also discuss the middle game plans, transition from opening to middle game, so that you are not lost after the opening. That's a problem with most of the opening courses. And also, there are a lot of examples, practical examples, where I play with the engine exactly the variations that we have covered in the course. There are huge amount of puzzles that are helping to train you, both before the training videos and after. You do have more than, I don't know, 20 or even 30 hours of training videos from me, both the main part and the bonus videos, to help you dive even deeper into the topic. So the value for the money you pay is absolutely amazing. You can also hit the link in the description, read the reviews, learn all about it, and as well, you have 100% money back guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose. The whole risk is on my shoulders, because I do believe I have worked a year on this course alone, and I always try to improve it as well, add more puzzles, for example, for you to solve. So I do believe that you're going to learn so much out of it, and that is why I'm always ready to offer that 100% money back guarantee. Okay, enough about that. I hope it was interesting. So all the links are in the description. If not this stream, then I mean, you can see it just below the stream, but also you can find it on all of the videos or in the description of the channel. It always would be there. But the opening course works for 2K plus players. Yes, of course. So the course I cover there I cover it, all of the opening lines from two perspectives. One from for people under 2000, because yeah, the chess is different. Like the variation that super grandmasters are playing are not really going to help you if you're under 2000. So I go to lead chess, I check what kind of lines people play at this level, and I help you to deal with all of the lines. But also for the people who are above 2000, I cover the lines from the master database. So really, actually, the best possible moves from the opponents. And so for everyone, it's very, very useful. I mean, it's basically my opening repertoire that I have played for a lot of years in the 24 plus 100 level against a lot of grandmasters. So it's definitely working if you're above 2000 ELO as well. Okay, more questions? Thank you for the tournament. I enjoyed listening to you, even though I hate Blitz. Well, sorry about the Blitz part, but I am happy to have you here. I am happy to see that you enjoyed it. Sorry, I cannot stay for 30 minutes more. I feel like my voice is already almost gone, and I don't want to spend my weekends just recovering. But yeah, I really appreciate you all coming. Please, if you want to learn more chess from me to improve your understanding, do go for live lessons with an academy, very affordable, or think about the 10-day opening master, the opening course, full holistic lifetime opening repertoire. That would be great. And yeah, a few more questions before we wrap it up. This was really pleasant stream. Thank you very much as well for coming. How to calculate like an AM. I have made a lot of videos on calculation. By the way, there is a search feature. I have recently noticed it on YouTube. You just come to Journey to Grandmaster channel. Then you have this search button. You write there calculation. And then you're going to see all of the videos on calculation that I have made. Believe me, I have made a lot. And you're going to learn so much out of those. So please, if you want to improve your calculation, and you do want, it's one of the most important skills in chess to improve your chess level. Just do that, search for calculation on the channel and train together with me, and you're gonna improve it so much. Okay, which black opening is best against d4? Well, there are a lot of great openings. Again, if you're under 2000, it's not about the exact opening, it's rather about understanding the ideas of the openings very well and that it fits your style. For example, in the 10-day opening master, I suggest the old Indian defense, this d6 move against everything, and I explain all of the ideas, how it works. But of course, at my level, I have to play different openings, so my opponent cannot just know for sure which opening I'm playing. So I play also the Ragozin defense. I really like it. It's a very attacking opening. You do get a lot of extremely interesting opportunities, but the drawback, you need to learn a lot of theory. That's why I don't recommend it, for example, in my course. We want another tournament next time. Yeah, hopefully we will do have another tournament. Please do watch the videos if you find it interesting. That always helps for the channel to grow. And we are gonna have 40,000 hopefully subscribers soon, and have another tournament to celebrate it. Do you offer private lessons? Yes, not like for everyone, but if you are very interested in that, then please write me an email, and we will see if we can make it possible, because of course the time is limited. Okay, last comment, last question. Hi Evgeny, I found your channel recently and it's great. I'm interested in signing up for Academy, but I am going on holiday next week. If I sign up now, will I be kicked out while I'm at... No. You can never be kicked away. And by the way, you don't really lose a lot even if you cannot attend the lessons live, because I always upload the recordings next day after the lesson, and you can submit your game, and I'm going to analyze it during the lesson. And then even if you cannot attend it, we already had situations like that, then you're going to watch the recording and you're going to watch me analyzing your games and giving you tips on how to improve, what are your weaknesses and how to deal with it. So there is absolutely no drawback. Always subscribe as fast as possible, because you secure this cheapest price it will ever be forever. Like, once the price will increase for new members, it would be more, but for you, once you subscribe, it stays forever. It will never ever increase. Okay. Yes, that's it. Thank you very much for being with me here. I hope you really enjoyed it. I did my best to make it this stream as great and pleasant for you as possible. Yeah, I love your support. You're welcome. And just tomorrow, a new video will come where, again, I will... Oh, I'm frozen here for a second. Tomorrow will come a new video where I play my favorite open and explain my ideas. You're going to enjoy it a lot, and that would help you understand the ideas even more. So I hope you're going to watch it. All right. Thank you very much for being with me. Take care. I hope you're going to proceed with your chess journey. It would inspire you to go even more. And I hope I'm going to achieve my first Grandmaster norm this year too. Thank you.